Who's going to be here tonight? Well, let's find out, shall we? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. See, the further back I stand, the louder my voice gets. And then I go a bit closer and I speak more quietly. That makes sense because I don't. Oh, there's a point. Volume. Yes. It's rather unpleasant when you get some pinging going on in your ear, isn't it? So let's get rid of that. Indecisions. Or indecision, rather. That's one of my problems. It's one of everybody's problems. And that's why I didn't actually decide whether I was going to do a live stream tonight until 20 past 9. Because it was all about not whether I could be bothered, but whether it was a good idea. Because I've got video to edit. Every day I have videos to edit. Every day I make video. So when I'll do that again in a minute. Every day there's always something like that to do, and every day it's usually 8 or 9 o'clock before I can actually get myself ready, settled, and to get into it. So then I was having a shower and I thought, I really fancy doing one. I know I've got a video to edit. I'll do it later. You can watch it tomorrow instead, can't you, rather than tonight? Surely you prefer me to do this. Or maybe you wouldn't. I don't know. Let's have a drink of water. Just 1 second. I know I should have just done this before. But I've got to have a drink of something. It helps. Let's see who's in the house tonight, shall we? Well, I already know, of course, that Jimmy Quinn is here, and of course, Project the Simon MGTF, he's here as well. So let's see who else. So there was having a bit of a chat there before with each other. Dick Dastardly, I know he's here knocking around somewhere. Good to see him, and it's pretty much just all Jimmy Quinn and Simon actually. Scroll down a bit further. Nitro 2202 is here as well. That's good. And how many people are here? That's 18. Excellent. 18. Oh, now one thing I don't know is whether my phone is charging, because I've had a bit of an issue with my phone charging or not charging. And so once this displays on, it doesn't actually tell me whether the thing's charging or not. So if suddenly I disappear, that is the explanation. Oh gosh. Sorry about the noises. The Greenwood is here as well. That's Tracy. Hello. And I've just seen your comment on my video, and I'll come to that in a minute, because you made a comment that really does make me happy actually. Barry Shitpeas is here. For those that don't like peas. And oh, hang on, I'm just sorry. What I'm basically doing is just saying who's here and not reading the comments out, because maybe. Oh yeah, that's it. Loving the way Pat Mustard is ogling Captain Mustard in the cover pic. It's a very good observation. It does look like he's having an eyeful there, doesn't it? And if the man was still alive, maybe I'd be his type. But I don't know. Good, you're all talking to each other, right? Bad Box is here as well, and Everything Cars. And then we're probably just about catching up. I've eaten my body weight in chicken wings. What, today? Or like in your lifetime? Is chicken wings like part of your staple diet? You need other things as well. You can't live off chicken. Chicken can provide you with plenty of protein, but it can't provide you with everything. So chicken, fine, but with other things. Porridge, fine, but with other things. You get the picture. And now we have Hooked on Classics is here as well. Hello, Simone. And Windy Miller. Hello, Windy. How are you? Good. There are some hairy babies on Craggy Island. Oh yes, yes. Are we going to have one of these where we end up pulling up phrases or lines from Father Ted? I've got an idea. This is something I was going to try and do on one of Boaty's lives to see whether he'd notice. But come up with lines from comedies that are not related to Father Ted or each other, and as the host, if I read it, I've got to try and tell you where it's come from. How about that? How about that for a game? Seems like a good game, doesn't it? I reckon it does. Let's see who else is here. Spank Flaps. That's a brilliant name. That's almost as good as Bacon Bits. Had my weekly sausage dose, says Nitro. 2 hot dogs at Donington on Sunday. £8 each. I have no regrets. Oh, money left either. I quite like a hot dog, but there's a hot dog stand at Gordon Rig Garden Centre near Todmorden, and £2.50 for a hot dog. Well, it was about a year back when I last had one. Nice, but you need about 3 of them. As we're in Rochdale, everything cars is here, and Barry Shitpeas. Question is, will there be more drunken money thrown about tonight? I don't know, actually. That was a slight issue possibly last week, but I can assure you I did have a very good chat with Sheldon the next day, and he's explained a few things to me that I won't go into here, and he's not regretted any of it, which is good. Bad books. Right, that's your brother's Spank Flaps, is it? No, I wonder if Mustard will let Pat put his massive tool in his box. Well, it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? Black Lines is here. Hello, I'm suffering from old man back today. Pulled a muscle because I sneezed incorrectly, apparently. I know where you're coming from with that one. I've got to be exceedingly careful when it comes to back things, as all men over 40 usually have to do. Let's see who else is here before I start actually have a conversation. Cheesy peas. Cheesy peas are brilliant. Hang on. You haven't started already. Hang on. That's supposed to be on silent. You're supposed to be on silent, you know. Sorry about that. It is on silent. How did it manage to override the being on silent thing and then make a noise of the noise of notification? How did it manage that? Maybe it's a government message. Lots of very milky cups of tea incoming. How about chicken with porridge? No, actually that won't work either, because there's still something that you need missing. Vitamin C, I believe, is one of the things. Hang on. Where's the mustard jumper? I don't wear it all the time. I can't wear it all the time because what happens when it's getting washed, or when I don't need it because it's too warm? And this evening is quite a warm evening. That's not my name. Says, hello, anyone got any rovers? Yeah, I have. Quite a few people have, actually, and you probably know that. Right. Oh, hang on. There's a message from me. A message from me from Simone that says, Mr. Mustard, here is a line from a TV show that I used to watch. Can you guess it? Anybody there? There's nobody here but us chickens. No, I ain't got a clue. Is it a comedy? Or is it... right, no, I ain't got a clue. Carl Davis is here. Hello, metal scarecrow maker, hello all, he says. I'm feeling very pleased with myself, says Windy Miller. I completed a job that I would normally pay someone else to do because it's a faff. It was a faff, but I did it anyway, and it didn't break anything or mess it up. Brilliant. Thank you. How's your day been? Okay. Can anyone guess the TV show? Asks Simone. So I tried, and I couldn't. I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Right. Poor Simon. Yeah, not Paul Simon. Poor Simon. I feel so sorry for Simon. I mean, is there something about Simons that they end up with bad luck and just misfortune? And I'm not talking about Project MGTF. I'm talking about Simon Sentinel, the man made of metal that should be as hard as nails, on his first ever night out in the yard, standing there 8 foot tall, looking all tough and ready to take on anyone. And he's had his head pulled off, probably by some teenagers messing around. So, and when I went in the yard this morning, it wasn't actually entirely pulled off, but you know no, I don't need to show you, do I? We've got a pan handle and then the actual pan itself, and you get a weak spot where the pan handle joins onto the pan. And even with a really good pan, if you start to twist it back and forth, metal fatigue happens, and it'll start to come away. And that's what's happened, because it was quite well attached to the rest of the robot thingy. And as I walked around the corner, I could see his head bent back like that. I thought, oh, poor thing, and also, leave my stuff alone. But I went up to him and he bent it back. I thought, it's only if you bend that again one more time, it's probably just going to come straight off. So I took his head off. I just took his head off, complete with handle. And I thought it's probably just as well I didn't actually weld that, but I couldn't because it's aluminium, so I had to nut and bolt it. And I pulled it back and I looked up his face there. There he was. You can't see that, so I'd have to kneel down like this. Looked up at him there, and I felt really sorry for him. Poor sad Simon with his head bent back, and he's probably got some rather severe neck pain now. And honestly, there's a chap called Vaughan, I know, who I bought a car called Vaughan off. And when he came around the yard and we had a chat for about an hour, it was a really nice, interesting chap. And he said that he has, empathy for inanimate objects. And I know what it means, and I kind of feel the same. He said he gives his chainsaw. His chansaw's got a name, but we give our cars names, and we don't need to do. And they end up with something extra because of it. So even a bunch of car parts welded together with a pan with a face drawn on it, suddenly you can feel sorry for it. And I genuinely did. I felt really, I wanted to give him a hug, but I don't think he'd like that. He probably wanted some sorts of robot hug, and that could be dangerous for a man, even a decent sized man like me. So I didn't. But so I just took his head off. I'm not sure he appreciated that. I'm going to talk some more about him and also the video I made with it as well, actually. But did you like that little update? Although it's quite, do you hear my voice then? It's really strange when you start talking, when you've got actually tipping liquid down your neck at the same time as talking. It changes your voice entirely. Let's see if there are any interesting comments I should read out. I hope there are. I hope there's not loads of stuff that I don't really want to read out there. Hi Matt, how's your, right, hang on, that's not too bad. I haven't got loads and loads to catch up on, which is useful. Comedy line, animal, mineral or vegetable. I'll do anything to anything. Right, there we go. That's 2 so far I haven't got a clue about. I thought a share song, that's what I thought there. I don't know if it's was it bottom? No, it wasn't bottom. I bet it was something I don't like. Underscore is here. Hello, chat. Underscore is here with his freshly new head gasket car, which of course he took a photograph of whilst the head was off, and then said it was done. So that's quite interesting. Maybe it was a non-stick pan. It was a non-stick pan. Yeah, it was a non-stick pan until it stopped being non-stick, and that's when it became a yard pan. Have you ever heard of a yard pan before? I haven't, but I have now. Yeah, oh, I just switched it off. Maybe a dinosaur landed on Simon the Sentinel, says Simon the Project TF. No, I don't think it did actually. You mean like a plastic dinosaur or a real dinosaur? Maybe a dinosaur. You mean like a massive bird? Because obviously birds are related to dinosaurs, aren't they? So maybe that's what you mean. Yeah. Well, there has to be a really big bird, though, wouldn't it, for that to happen? What, an eagle or an albatross? Is that what you're saying? Is that your theory, that an eagle or an albatross has come into the yard, landed on Simon's head, maybe thought, I'm going to take this away? I'm not sure about that. Right. Yeah, oh no, poor Simon Scarecrow. I know that. Do you agree? Poor Simon, yeah? I hope he's alright. I hope he's not in the yard crying away to himself, all lonely. Right. I'm okay to... Oh, right. I had a chainsaw. If I had a chainsaw, I'd call it Mr. Chomp Chomp, says Simon. That's a nice name. And Matthew is pleased with his engine because it's a little less leaky. This is why we cannot go too far with artificial intelligence robots, says the Greenwood. People will get attached. They will, yeah, they will. I mean, we can get attached to things without, them being alive. And that's why, well, I've just said a lot. I'm going to say all again. It'd be really pointless, wouldn't it? It's like a performance. It's like a performance of Frankenstein must create a monster and immediately feels sorry for him, bringing him into his cruel world. Gosh, that's such a good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Simon's too nice a robot to be in this world. That's true. I hope it's not pandemic. I'm going to try and find that funny. Stop that. Oh, right. Rocky, my Rover 25, is having a few bodywork blemishes done today. It says, Carl. Yes, you're very, very particular about your cars, aren't you? Which is good. If you can afford it. If you're going to afford to sort them out. Blackadder Bishop of Bath and Wells. Blackadder. Right. Here, right. Hooked on Classics. Hooked on Classics has given me a £5 and says, which is very nice of you. Thank you very much. Well done on welding lessons. Here's a £5 for some tea bags. You know I'm not going to spend it on tea bags, but thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. You know what I fancy now? A beer, but I'll have to wait. Yeah, actually, do you know what? The welding stuff, which is also what I was going to talk about, probably just going to talk about Simon for the whole live stream actually. But Simon got finished off with the help. You're getting some messages coming up. Right. Simon got some help with me from a man called Steve, who has a fabrication business company thing in Nottingham. And a while back he was talking to me about how he could do something to help the channel because he's one of these people that like it. And I said, well, how about you could teach me to weld or something? And he said, oh yeah, brilliant idea. But it was the first time I'd met him when he came up the other day. And what a fabulous chap. We had a great laugh together. And the really cool thing, this is the best bit. I've been using the the gasless welder for quite a while, right up until the point where that 6-way switch went wrong on it, and I've been looking out for another switch. And then I had to go on one with gas, and the difference was amazing. I now know what people are talking about. The gas cooled welders. It's an absolute doddle compared to the gasless. I was doing some bits, sticking some bits together and making trying to make a nicely neat line, and it was just working. It was just kind of doing what I was asking it to do. It was brilliant. I'm really, really pleased. While I was doing that, I thought I could actually get the hang of this. I could do this. I could become a welder man, and that would be well, fantastic. I'm really, really pleased with it. So pleased by it. I'm going to talk about it some more in a minute. I wrote some notes down. There's one I really want to come to, because what can happen is I can forget about a whole load of things. So I will actually just try and get to the point. Simon things getting confusing. Gosh, there's a lot of comments here. I do hope you don't think I'm being rude if I don't read them all out, because I want to get to a point where all right, I was glitching. Stephen S. Paul is here as well. Hello, Stephen S. Paul. And Classic Britain is here as well. All right, okay. Oh dear. Well, that's not good. Are there any rovers left? Yes, there are rovers left. There's loads of rovers left, and most of them are still quite good. Yeah, I always had gas. Yes, well done, Matthew. Yeah, but a different kind of gas, obviously. My brother's messages aren't showing. Maybe he's too edgy. I've not seen anything hidden for review so far. Main rule chainsaws, don't drop it. Let's read the Windy Miller comment out. That's got to be worthwhile, doesn't it? I once wanted a Mackey's drive-through, went into the bit where you can't get out again. Then some guy going through in a tractor hit the corner of the building, and it all went wrong. Yeah, that's not quite the usual quality there, Windy Miller. Don't forget to press like. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that reminder. As it's Tuesday, my plan is just to do the hour, because I'm sure that our lanky friend will be wanting to step in as well. Thanks, likes. That's 23 likes. How many more likes can I have? Let's get to a point, okay? Because I want to come back to Simon as well. I discovered something whilst looking through some of my analytics. I made a video a little while back called Mark 1 versus Mark 2 Rover 45s, where I featured my Rover 45 on a W reg and Harry Snid's Rover 45, which was on a 55 plate. And I did a comparison video of these two things. And it crops up a bit. It's not had masses of views, but it's not been done too bad. But what I have noticed is that the revenue off of that video is actually really good. And what happens is, rather than like just a line that keeps going up, it'll have these like steps like that, where it goes up like, a pound or something like that at a time. And I've realized that this video must contain one of those ads in there, or must be one of those where if you watch all the way through and don't skip the adverts, suddenly, the reward is actually something very, very good in comparison to what you normally would have. So that is me asking you, if you want to help, the video. It's in the Project Alfie playlist. I think it's the last one. But anyway, Mark 1 versus Mark 2. Please play that video all the way through, and it'll take a couple of days to find out whether that's made any difference. But if you could do that, that'd be a nice favour that wouldn't cost anybody anything. Yeah? Who fancies doing it? Right, okay, thank you. For 34 people watching, TV is rubbish these days. Huh? Right, I don't know what that is. Right, okay, Sheldon's already bunged another tenner in. Don't go mad today, mate. Don't go mad because I'll end up feeling bad about it for a start. But, you know, I do very much appreciate it. And there you go, there's another little dancer. Careful not to draw, careful not to fall on the floor, you big little twat. What is a twat? It's a new word I've just made up. Right. Do we have to make notes while we watch it? Are you talking about my video? My video about the Mark 1 versus Mark 2 Rover 45 that I'd like everyone to watch. Is that what you're talking about? I'd like you to watch it for that simple reason. I think I've done that one. Anyway, this is brilliant because there's not loads of comments to catch up on. That's fantastic. Let's go back to Simon because there's something else I want to mention about that. Now, Tracy's just left a comment on that before, saying that that's one of her favourite videos so far, the building of the automotive scarecrow. And I'm pleased by that because I wouldn't say it's my favourite video, but it's definitely one of those videos where I'm just really, really pleased with that. I really enjoyed making it. It's not like really funny all the way through, but I've got quite a few segments in there that I thought, yes, that's exactly what I want my videos to be like. But because it's not about a car or a job on a car or buying a car. Buying cars always seems to be the thing where they get good views. It's kind of bombed a bit. So the views on it are pretty poor. I was kind of expecting it to go the other way around. And I think anyone that does YouTube videos will experience this frustrating thing where you make something that you really, really like and it doesn't do as well as videos that you're not as bothered about. So I just thought I'd mention that because my assumption is that anybody who watches the live streams probably watches all of my videos, but then again, maybe not, because maybe many people just like live streams and not so much videos. But that one's well worth watching. And the other one's well worth watching just because it might do me a really big favour. Yep. We've got another person here, haven't we? Steve Perry. There's a Greg's one on heavy rotation at the moment, which annoys me because there's no Greg's near me. Ah, right. Evening Mustard says, Steve Perry, do you have any more test drives, reviews coming up, as you do them well? Oh, well, thank you very much. I don't actually. I've got a couple of cars I'm promised to have a go in. But yeah, the one with Simon, Simon's Honda Civic, I was really, really pleased with that as well, just because I was just really happy with the video. And I know I mentioned this on Friday, but Simon's very, very good to as a kind of a co-host in that kind of situation. The Greenwood says, I really enjoyed watching the creative and creation process, and it seems randomly bonkers. Automotive scarecrow, that's the stuff that appeals to me. Thank you very much. It appeals to me too. Brett Anderson. Yeah, Brett Anderson. No, I didn't read that there. I just read something that said Brett. Bretford, that's it. And I thought, Brett Anderson. That car really is going to have its name proper now. It's going to be called Toby Charles. Toby Charles, because Toby Charles was the first R8 that I had whilst living in Rochdale that I had, because it's kind of an appreciating classic. And I quite like the name. It's the name of a keeper. Carl Davis, I'll arrange my ZR160 for you. Yes, that's a very good idea. Yes, I will indeed enjoy driving that. There's quite a few of them about that. If they've got anything a bit different about them or something I want to do, like a test drive or at least a video about it. Like there's a chap nearby me who's got the ZR. Okay, great, ZR. Yeah, but he's got a Mark II dash in his and a Mark One. That's a bit of a strange choice. But he's got a 2-litre turbo in it, which is a strange choice because obviously the T Series engine is about twice the weight of the K Series, so it's going to upset its handling quite a bit, I would have thought. Penelope shit stop. Oh no, it's me again. Were you the one that was promising a package the other day? Somebody was. Somebody's been promising a package, and I had a word with the chaps in the garage about it, and they're looking forward to it. Thank the Lord, no car should be named after Brett Anderson. Oh, I should best not read that one out too loud. Yes, there's a lady in the next room who's a very, very big fan of that man. I watched Car Sausage earlier, and they did a digger. Car Sausage? I would like to see Mustard review a digger. I'd like to see me review a digger as well. I'd review anything. Well, so cars, sausages, beer, subways. Yeah, why not? How about lampposts? How about wasps? How about anything around me? I could review. I could review this pencil. I could review this pencil. I could put this somewhere where it could float, but I can't because obviously it's in. You're not looking at the surface. I'm gonna have a beer in a minute. Is that okay? I've got one in the freezer. I'm gonna have a beer that I've never had before. And I always think it's a good idea. Have a beer that you've never had before during a live stream, and then you can do a proper, honest review of it. That is crap, but at least it's honest. And honest is just as good as something that's good, isn't it? Eh? Oh, another like. 29 likes so far. 29 likes and 39 people watching. That's good going. 39. I like that. Will it go to 40? No, 37. 2 people have decided that they don't want to be seen watching this crap. Oh, look, Rover Joe's here. Yay! And Rover Joe, another man I will be seeing at the weekend. Penelope shitstop package box is it right? Well, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person then, and I'm sorry. The Greenwood is a Mark 1 versus Mark 2 Rover 45, which is best vid. The one that we should be running. Yes, it is. That's the one. It's quite odd that I've got another pump on the go. Yeah, that's the one. If a few people could just play that, obviously don't overdo it, because otherwise, it would be a bit strange. That it's not like it's going to suddenly go viral or anything. But in the interest of being analytical about videos, it would help. Yeah, it would. Have you seen the greenhouse with dozens of rovers? Asks Classic Britain. Yeah, that's the one we were talking about the other day. That's the greenhouse. That's where Matt Richardson got his tour from. It's the man. I don't know if I should say his name, but he's basically very, very keen on not selling any of them. So he's got absolutely loads and loads of them there. That, especially in the greenhouse, of course, the paint's going to get ruined. Imagine all that. Yeah. Cars from a place like Spain, they end up with the paint going really bad because it's just too much heat on them all the time. And I imagine that you're going to have exactly the same thing by keeping your car in the greenhouse. You think you're keeping it warm, but no, it's not really helping it. Bridges. Review bridges. Like also shenanigans, but bridges. Oh! Could I make reviewing a bridge amusing? That's the question. I'm sure I could. There's a chap who did a program years back called Mark Steele. The program wasn't called Mark Steele, but Mark Steele did this thing about history. And he had a really, really excellent way about it, where it was interesting It was informative and very, very funny as well. I don't know if anybody has seen that one. Right, yeah. I had a package once. I'm pleased to say it's very heavy and it wouldn't fit through the letterbox, says Simon. Yeah. Does the Rover 800 have a name? Asks Steve Perry. Yeah. The Rover 800 in the yard. It's Patrick, I think. Or is it Patrick? Yeah, I don't even know. Because it's never really done anything. It's just been in the yard, not going anywhere, not doing anything. That's the first time. I think I don't know whether I've got a name on it. I can't. Technically, every beer is a beer you've never had before. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. Matthew, well done. Keep the good points coming because they are rather good. Are you boasting about your anatomy, Simon? I don't think he is. He has more tours. I need one. Yeah. You don't need one. You just want one, which is a good thing because obviously they're a good car. Anyone remember that professor that used to cycle around doing science experiments with a bike? Was it Magnus Pike? He just needs to put some shading on his greenhouse. That would help. But it'd still get really hot in there, wouldn't it? Surely. It would still get stupidly hot. Was I going to carry on talking about Simon? I don't know. I can't remember whether I finished what I was talking about now. Yeah, I think I finished talking about Simon. Great. Yes. Only to say that now I'm going to have to look out for a proper welder, one with a gas thing. The one I had donated to me from Kevin Craven has been very, very much appreciated because although I've not managed to do many jobs with it, it got me started, it got me interested in doing it. I fixed parts of the man with that, and I did a handle on my door, and I fixed the gate. So, you know, I've had something, haven't I? Wilf Learn, is that the man? Oh dear. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? When you work on something and spend all day on it and it doesn't work out. Sorry about that, Simone. Big Red would suit it. It was called Big Red. Do you imagine that you decide you're going to start a family? You're going to start a family, and out pops your first born boy or girl, and you think, let's call it Big Red because it's big and red. I'm going to pause for a moment while you ponder that. It's not really a good name, is it? Beer. Get the beer out of the fridge. The freezer, actually. Ready? Tell me, has anybody had this one before? I haven't. I've not had that one before, but I'm about to. And it should be alright, shouldn't it? Because these Aldi beers, Harper's Brewing Company, they seem to be actually quite good at doing, copying other beers. They're copying well-known beers and doing a reasonably good job of it. The only thing is I can't think of a toffee ale that I've ever had. So maybe that's the one they haven't copied. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Ooh, this is interesting. For the first time ever, 35 likes and 35 viewers. That's interesting. I want 42. I want 42 likes and 42 viewers, and I'll be happy with that. We're going to stick with that, and that's what we're going for. Here we have Clutch Drop TV. Evening, mate. If you ever come down to sunny Cambridgeshire, you're welcome to come and review my abandoned car collection. Ooh, that would be good. It's quite a way off, but you know, when the channel starts really doing something useful and going on treks out somewhere to go and visit places like some of our friends do, then I would definitely be up for that. Yes, for sure. It really sucks, and I failed to work on Pinky, says Hooked on Classics. That was the main plan today, and it didn't happen either. I prefer James Bond to Firstborn. My TikTok video is going mad. Good. Yay, 4K I just noticed, says Hooked on Classics. Are you talking about my subscribers? Because that's another little issue here. The other day, I just tipped over 4,000 subscribers. Very pleased about it. It's not even that big a number. It's not big, and it's not that. You'd think you'd wait till 5,000 before announcing it to the public. But no, I thought 4,000, it's an excuse just to show off. So I put it on Facebook. And then in the morning, 2 had gone. So that was a bit disappointing. But also, since then, they keep coming and then going again. So today it's still only at 4,000. And then I think I got another couple this evening. But it's not. How come some channels just manage to pick up endless amounts of subscribers without really doing anything? Do you know, I can smell this. This smells of toffee from this distance. That's interesting. It's very toffee-ish. Should have a taste of it. I'm on 192, look out, says Simon. Oh well, maybe you'll be nipping at my heels before long. Oh. I must say, it's got a slightly disappointing edge to that. Just tastes a bit kind of generic beerish, but with a smell of toffee. Yeah, it's got a strange taste to it. Maybe it's too cold. That's unusual. I can honestly say I won't buy that again. But 2 bikes on the channel. I haven't got any bikes on my channel. Double motorcycle content that obviously appeals to Windy Miller, and we need. We need to get Simon over 200 subscribers. Yes, good idea. Right, okay. Let's have a little campaign right now. Project Simon MGTF. It's not his name. He's called Simon, but his YouTube channel, as you can see in green there, is green because he's a channel member. Go over and sub to his channel. Just give him a subscriber. He's begging for it. Yeah, honestly, he'll thank you for it. He'll thank me for this, and that'll make me happy if it makes him happy. So he's only got 192, and you know, he would be happy. He would be pleased with that. And you can make a funny man. I mean, not because he's a funny man, but because he looks funny, with a beard and funny coloured hair, happy tonight. Make a man happy tonight. Make a man called Simon happy tonight. Because we've already had one unhappy Simon with his head that's been taken off. So wait, this man's still got his head and his beard. So what he's going to agree to is if he gets over 200 subscribers tonight, he will shave his beard off, won't you? Yeah, we'll see. Good on you, Simon. Yes. Go to the toilet, Mustard. I think you must be nearly touching cloth. No, no, I'm not. It's just a bit of a gassy bit. I had the rest of my curry before, the one that I made on Friday during the live stream, and it was very good. But obviously, you know, a couple of days later, they always seem to be even better. Ah, right, Greenwood. I love his style of filming, editing, and presenting. Always embrace your own quirks, and he does it very well. That's very good advice there from Tracy. Very good indeed. And welcome to the disappointment club. Clutch Drop TV, 6 Metros, 2 IMGs, 2 GTRs, ZR 160. Is this your list of cars? Yay, 200 subs for Simon. Oh, right. The beard's not coming off. Well, don't. Right, hang on. Simon said that even if he does get 200 subscribers, I think he's saying that, he's keeping his beard. So forget what I said. Don't subscribe to him after all. No, he's just not very grateful, is he? He can't even lose his beard for 4 subscribers. 4, 7, 8. Don't know how many it might be now. No doubt a couple have already gone over there, and you're probably feeling really, really disappointed by the fact he's still got his beard. I would be. Will do. I do hope your content is a little more frequent, considered, and insightful than mine. Windy Miller, have you actually got any videos? Because I haven't. Most of the people that watch my videos like this don't really have videos on their channel. They have things that they may have uploaded, but it's not their own stuff. If you've got your own videos, I'd really like them. I'd like to see your videos. I would. I'd like to see you do some videos, and you know that. A Classic Britain has nearly 7,000 subscribers. So are we going to have a campaign for him to have 7,000 subscribers as well? Yeah, there we go. There's an idea. Simon will take his shave his beard off, and Sheldon, if he gets to 7,000 subscribers tonight, he'll take his hat off. How about that? Yeah, that's a good deal, isn't it? I've subscribed to everyone, and also a Hooked on Classics music channel. Okay, right. So, should I have a talk about something else again? Or just carry on reading comments out? Oh, right. I have no idea what to do a video about, and I don't want to be in them. What about your voice? Have you got a voice that you could use, Windy Miller? That you could read out your own comments. Maybe you only really work when you write things down, rather than actually just saying them out aloud. Yeah. Was better than my idea of taking my pants off. I'm sorry, but I can't hide that, can I? Especially in the kitchen. I have dinosaurs in one of my next videos. Ah. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Simon is the man that took Simon's head off? Eh? Is that what's going on? Was you jealous? Because you thought there's another Simon here, and this Simon's getting more attention than I am. Was it you? Did you come along with your dinosaur collection? Yeah, I have even an interview with. Do a blog. Stephen S. Paul, strange faces and explosions and then looking away. I don't believe it's going to happen again. Something's happened where there's a huge buildup of gas. It's a huge buildup of mustard gas. You're going to soil yourself in a minute for forcing them out. I won't do, Steve, honestly. I know the limitations of my flatulence. And when I'm alone, I do that kind of thing all the time. And I am alone, physically. Maybe that's why I'm comfortable with it. Well, look at it, is 10 to 11 already. I promised I'd only go to 11, because I'm sure that Boaty's going to be taking over. Not taking over, but he's already doing one tonight. So look, that's going to be my new way. Short one on Tuesday, long one on Friday. And we can all get used to that. And I won't feel like I'm here too much. Huh? Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Perhaps I could write out a script and get random people to read them out whilst I film them and keep all the lovely YouTube money. Yeah, I like that idea. That's quite a good idea indeed. Yeah. Right. So before, I've got a video called Mark 1 versus Mark 2 Rover 45s. Okay, and I told you this before, but I'm telling you again just in case you wasn't watching before. Now this video has got some advert in there that if you watch it all the way through from one end to the other, I get a much better bit of that than I normally would do. That's, remember, Bunsen burner, nice little learner, okay? And so as an experiment, I'm asking everyone to do that. But speaking of donations, and that's something that that Boaty keeps banging on about, that you know, with all of us YouTube people, we have to make some sort of earnings out of this in order to keep it realistic and keep it going. PayPal is often a better way of doing it than through YouTube, because we don't get 40%. We get 60%, don't we? 60% of that. And then it almost sounds like being ungrateful by mentioning it, but I do agree with that. And I'm scratching my ears if I'm nervous about it, but actually they're both hot, which means that if you're superstitious, someone's talking about you. And they would be if you're doing this, wouldn't they? Imagine walking down the street doing that, eh? Just that, trying to keep your ears nice and cool by grabbing hold of them like this. Oh, there's a thing. Interesting people. Couple of interesting things recently. Now, I like people to be individuals. And being an individual means that someone's going to notice you, and you've got to be just used to being looked at and amused by it. But there was a particularly interesting one the other day in town. There was this lad who was probably only about 20, and he had a purple shell suit on. A purple shell suit, like just something that looked horrendous when they were fashionable in the 80s. But a purple shell suit, and then a turban. And he wasn't Asian of any kind. He was just a white lad. No, not a turban. What's that thing that they had that looks a bit like a tea cloth? One of those, but wrapped all the way around and around his face like this as well. That is a very, very unusual mix. And as I walked past him, he did this. It was just one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Maybe he did it just to get somebody to talk about him later on. And they did. Me. Another example of something like that. The other week, went down Milkston Road with Senior Mustard to get something to eat. Istanbul was closed. So we went across the road to the Turkish place for a shawarma. And the only thing is that there's a great big TV on the wall that they just leave music playing, which is okay, but it's the video was really, really distracting. There were three people sat down, all dressed up with this song going, this like really unbelievably repetitive tune, and they were sort of swaying like that. But this guy that was doing most of the singing had hold of a mobile phone. So in front of an audience, he sat there with his phone like that, reading the lyrics off the mobile phone, which for one thing I thought was hilarious, just him sat there like that. But what was even funnier than him singing, reading off the phone, was in between the verses, he was still there looking at it like this. Yeah, yeah, okay. Look, there's Boaty's World. Boaty's World. Oh gosh, right back to editing. Latest. Boaty does editing. That could be a video in all itself, couldn't it? Do you have any senior mustard resistor packs for sale? If so, can you bring one to the motorist, please? Yeah, I've got a couple of them actually. I saw a guy dressed as a Roman soldier, says underscore, walking around Spennymoor when I was working as a van driver. Now that's just a Roman soldier. If it was a Roman soldier with a backwards backwards baseball cap, that'd be funny. I missed a couple of comments there, didn't I? But that's fine. I'm sure you don't really mind. Oh, right, I see. Carry on, dude. I'm busy editing a video. Haven't got a live plan for tonight, but I might do half an hour at midnight. Well, I'm sorry, mate, but I've already made my mind up. I'm going. I've got it in my mind how long I'm going to be here for, so I'm going anyway. You know? So you're just going to have to. No, I'm not joking. That's good of you to tell me. But I've kind of got the mindset to actually finish at 11 because I'm already thinking about what I'm doing next, which is, of course, editing videos. And my videos take quite a bit of editing. I'll tell you what I'm editing if you like. Would you be interested? Would you be? The start of a new thing. There's a young chap called Tom who brought around a 25, and we're together going to do the turbo conversion on this particular car. He's got the engine, he's got all the bits, he seems to have the knowledge. Maybe he'll turn out to not have a clue what he's doing, I don't know. But he's full of ideas with it. So a Rover 25 with a turbo engine and a DSG gearbox. And the plan is to fit this and then do some other modifications and then get another engine where it can all be forged and with different bits in there to make it as powerful as possible. And the aim is to get to 500 brake horsepower. Now, if we get halfway to there, which we could do quite easily, that'd be bonkers enough. 500 brake horsepower. This is what I'm editing tonight, by the way, yes, in case you kind of got a bit confused. What a fantastic project. It would be utterly ridiculous. It would just shred tyres and never really get going anywhere. It was only really going to work once you've already set off, and probably by the time you're in third gear, doing about 50, and it'll go from 50 to 70 rather quickly. That's where it'll be good. But I don't know. Maybe we won't get anywhere near that. It's rather ambitious, and ambitious plans make for videos that probably do quite well. So I'm all up for it. I'm all up for it. Very much indeed. Farts are like children. You are proud of your own but hate others. Yeah, good. Nice and philosophical there. Phil 1969 is here as well. Hello, Phil 1969. Whitney Miller says, I don't do channel memberships and stuff like that, but I will watch the videos that will appear in your videos all the way to the end. Unless it's one of them dead long ones. 3-minute ones. Oh, right, the advert. Maybe that's what it is, though. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe it's got a 3-minute advert in there. And the only way that anyone's going to sit through that is it happens to coincide with going and making a cup of tea, forgetting that the video's on in the first place, going for a poo because you keep farting too much or what have you, or leaving it on just because you're trying to help someone do an experiment. Mm. It doesn't, it's not much, but you guys need to eat, and YouTube doesn't know I'm not actually watching. I'm looking out of the window. Oh, hang on. So there's a message from me. There's a message from me there. I've just seen it there and it's gone away. Oh, look, I was actually doing all right with just sticking at these, you know, comments, reading them as they went along and then not getting too far back. What am I drinking? It is Harper's Toffee Ale. Harper's Toffee Ale. And it doesn't taste as bad now as it did do before. Oh, charging for the GoPro, I forgot about that actually. Obviously I can't use it without it. Aaron Gill is here. And he says, hey Paul. And I say, hey. Would you like to would you like me to tell the news, Aaron? Or should I keep it to myself? Oh, something spooky happened today, says Windy Miller. Really? I went for a walk along the canal. Huh? Yeah? With my headphones on, and saw a duck. And the next song that came on my playlist was the Lemon Jelly Rice Weather for Ducks. Oh, that is spooky. I think it is, isn't it? Shell suits were like tracksuits, only worse. Yeah, they were hideous things. I could... Oh, imagine wearing one of those. Was it the Roman soldier of Rodney and all these fools and horses? Is Tom the DSG chap? As in, like he specialises in DSG gearboxes? No. I'm not sure really what he specialises in. But hopefully I'll find out. Right, yes. Bolty's bedtime stories. I actually quite like those. Clutch drop TV. My friend is a ZR track car with a 1.8 turbo. It costs £10,000 to get it just shy of 400 brake horsepower. Well, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Luckily, I won't be spending my 10 grand that I haven't got to do this, so somebody else will be doing it instead. Which engine of the MG-Z range would you say is the worst? Asks Hooked on Classics. I don't know, they're all problems, aren't they? They've all got problems. So which one's the worst? Which one's the best? Might be easy to answer. And I would say that was, do you know what? The 1.4K series. There we go. Go for it, says Aaron Gill. Should I tell you what's happening? 1 second. Oh, right. What if it turns out that you're not the man I think you are, and I've got you mixed up with somebody else? And Aaron is somebody that I did mention something to. What if you're not the same Aaron Gill that I spoke to today? That could be really confusing. Oh look, GPS OMG's here. Mustard Muscles Evening. Oh, made me a local legend. No, I can't see that. My ZS is just under 200 brake horsepower, and that's fast enough. Yeah. I would have said so as well. And that's a ZS, which is heavier than a ZR or a 25. So, I'm very, very much looking forward to this. I'm gonna get on with do the video quite soon. Actually, I'm gonna stop here. But anyway, the itchy ears again. The news is, Aaron, he is going to buy Alfie. That's right. Alfie, the Rover 45. And I really hope that Aaron has watched all of the Rover 45 videos so you can see absolutely every single dent and scratch on it. Because, you know, it's been in quite a few videos and it's a very, very nice car, but it's not perfect. The thing is, it needs a brake caliper and it needs the rear trailing arms for its MOT. And I know that because I took it into the garage. I took it in for them to have a look at so they could tell me, is it worthwhile doing an MOT yet? And the MOT man said, do those and bring it back. So it can go in and have the MOT without a failure, which is better, isn't it? But there we go. That's the news. It's going to be a couple of months off yet, but Alfie's going to be going to a very good home indeed. How much is Michael Jackson? That Michael Jackson, I put that for £1,500. Oh, look. Yeah, £1,500. And you know what? The more I drive that car, the more I really like it, and I just wish I could have it for myself. Just bonkers, how can you can't have them all. I can't even, Chamon, Chamon. But it does, it drives absolutely spot on. It's a brilliant car. If it wasn't, it's just a headline issue, two of the front wheels have got a bit of corrosion on them, so they're not cleaned up quite as well as you'd like. They could do with refurbishing. Couple of rusty specks on the wings. The paint needs a proper machine polish. I've just waxed it, clay barred it today, in fact. But it's come up nice. It's come up really nice. I mean, I guess you've seen some of the pictures, and it does look very, very nice, and it drives like a new car. Like I said, it's dry inside. It's just what you want from a 25. The only other thing is not quite perfect would be the engine's a bit noisy, which they often can be on the 1.4. The only 1.4 K series that I've heard that doesn't have that kind of proper engine sound to it has been Nigel so far, which is rather curious actually. But I think what can happen is at the moment that you end up skipping an oil service or something like that, or it's been driven around with coolant in the oil, it can start to make it wear in certain places. It doesn't stop it from basically running forever, but it just doesn't sound as sweet as it used to do. There we go. But it's still good, still really good. A diesel ZR/ZS is on my radar, is it now? Don't forget to like. Jabberwocky is here as well, but probably not for too long now because I am just about to finish up, I'm afraid, which is, well, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not. Does anybody, I'll tell you what, what's the best sandwich to take to a car show? You know what the best sandwich is to take to a car show? Your own. I'm looking forward to having some sandwiches. Piston Slat 1.4K series speciality, yeah. And, it's, they all do it. They all do it. I'm not sure exactly, what? Lol you on? Oh, you're on, yeah. I'm not, the 1.6 and the 1.6 never seems to have any of that noise, and the 1.8 does sometimes, but the 1.4 always seems to have it. So yeah, it's a pity, but it's just a noise. Oh, here we go again. Are you ready? I'll try and tune this one. That's disappointing, wasn't it? That's quite expensive for a boot spoiler. £50 just for a boot spoiler. No, obviously including postage, which would probably be about a tenner. More dancing, please, if you're going to fart. That dance deserves a name, but I can't think of what it is. Do you ever fart using your armpits? No. No. You can't when you're a grown up because the hairy bits gets in the way. I can do it on the recess in my chest though. I used to be able to. No, I can't do it anymore. Sorry about that. You was expecting to hear some more farts, wasn't you? Next time I do a fart, I'm going to step out the way. Yeah, I'll do that again. Right, probably time to go. Have you ever written a sea shanty? What? Yeah, I love a sea shanty. Do you know what? I thought that quite a lot of my keyboardy tunes are kind of sea shanties. In fact, I've even named them like shanties. I don't put the names of all the tunes in there, but there must be like 5 or 6 that all sound like sea shanties. Maybe I should do a whole video just of the daft music I create. Maybe I should go back to offering them up as ringtones again. Yes. I could armpit fart, says Hooked on Classics. Go on then. Sad I missed the last hour. Cheese and Branston sandwich. How about a music video? Yes. Oh God, I'm going. That crack the purse out now. Yes, okay. You might be suggesting I would do anything for money, but you know. Right, I think it's time for me to go. So all I'm going to say now is thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking this video. 48 likes tonight, that's quite good. That's more than normal. Maybe it's better than usual. I don't know. Maybe it's worse. Maybe it's my dancing that did it. I tell you what, let's try that again. It's like a good luck thing, isn't it? Every time I dance, another like appears. I wish I could actually make a little dance. Yeah, I've never done this one before. Yeah, it works. Yeah, 50. Brilliant. 50. No, it's still 50. Somebody must have unliked it. Must have seen that crap dance and thought, I'm going. I've had enough of this. And anyway, so I am going as well. As I say, yeah, very, very, very appreciative of you all popping in tonight. And I will be back on Friday to do a longer one. Are we all okay with that? Yeah. And don't forget the video. Don't forget the video. Thank you.